So here's a quick review of the LED light bulb compared to a regular incandescent light bulb, or I can even compare it to a CFL light bulb, one of those little curly ones. You can see they're about the same size. The LED got the metal sleeve here for cooling. It kind of sucks some of the heat up. And this one's actually been plugged in for a while, so it's actually quite warm. The metal's quite warm, but the glass is still cool to the touch. Whereas with an incandescent bulb, when it's been running for a while, it actually gets quite hot and you can't touch it. Same with CFLs. CFLs actually get quite warm after a little while. I know they're cooler than the incandescents, but they still are warm to the touch. This one, the glass is not warm. It's actually almost cool to the touch, but the metal part does get warm. So if you're in a closed housing, I could see this being a little bit of an issue, but it's not necessarily hot enough to melt anything, but it is warm. They're about the same size, as you can see, but this is actually a fair bit heavier, probably 3 or 4 times heavier than one of these little flimsy incandescent bulbs. They're probably, if I had to guess, I'd probably say that's almost a pound. That's probably about 10, 14 ounces, maybe even 16 ounces. This one happens to be a 40 watt from a kind of a Phillips bulb, and they all seem to be about the same thing. You can get these things on sale. They go for 25 bucks normally, but you can get them for sale. You can probably get them for a lot less now if you go poking around. I'm going to go plug it in, and we're going to see how it looks compared to a regular incandescent bulb, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay, so now we're back, and we're in my unfinished basement here. I actually have two pot lights up in the ceiling. The one on the far end has a 40 watt incandescent soft white bulb in it, and the closer one actually has the Phillips LED bulb. I'm not sure how the color's coming out, but from experience you can kind of tell the incandescent one in the back is a little bit more yellow, a little bit more beige. The LED is still, it advertises a soft white, the warm glow or warm light it says. Also 40 watts supposedly, but it's a little bit brighter. You can definitely tell there's more of a pop to it, there's more of a push out to it. It's definitely a little whiter than the incandescent bulb, but it's not as white as a CFL, or it's not as sterile as a fluorescent might be. It's kind of a good mix. It's actually not too bad at all, and it does look brighter. I've done some reading, and I found that the CFLs kind of push light out in all directions, the same with the incandescents, but the LED light is much more concentrated. So I don't know if you can see this, but it's actually a little bit brighter, and it kind of shoots straight out of the bulb as opposed to off the sides and off the back. So there's one. This is the LED light, and again, totally cool to the touch. The metal in the back does get a little bit warm, but totally cool to the touch, no problem. Here's an incandescent bulb. It's been on for a couple minutes. I can already feel the heat. I don't even want to put my hand against it. It's just going to be that warm. So you can see again a little more yellow, a little more white, but not too bad. The whole room in general is actually not too bad. Now the nice thing about LEDs is that you can actually dim them. So here goes the dimmer. Let me see if I can get the dimmer here, and you can see, and they do dim down a fair bit. Let me keep going. Before they actually shut off. So that's actually a pretty good dim light. It's a little more gray, a little more white, but it's not too bad. This is a regular dimmer I just plugged in there. It's an incandescent dimmer on the wall, no big deal. I cannot normally use CFLs in this dimmer. I had some dimmable CFLs that I put in, and they just kind of flickered and they just didn't work real well. I think that's just kind of a drawback of CFLs. I can go down a little further. Oops, that one finally went off. There we go. So we're about 75% down, only about 25% brightness here, and you can see one's a little. The LED is a little darker now than the incandescent, but again, that's not too bad. Just kind of an adjustable dim there, and then I can bring it down a little more. It does shut off. The incandescent's still going. This one's not, but I'll kind of bring it back up, and there we go. And we'll slowly get them brighter and brighter and brighter. Again, a little closer to the LED, but both are fairly bright, very consistent, zero flicker. I happen to be one of those people who's very sensitive to the CFL flicker of Christmas lights and other fluorescent lighting, and there's no flicker at all with these LEDs. It's actually a very nice light, and I think I'm probably going to end up buying a whole bunch more, to be honest with you. I might go out and I might pick up some more, and I'll slowly replace my CFLs and my incandescents with LED lights, because they really are pretty nice.